Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind and our Boys Lacrosse recap and preview video. As always, we're presented by Tribal West Lacrosse and Tab Bank here on KSL Sports Rewind. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Excited to talk with you about some games from this last week, some huge results, but then also games coming up this week, games that might be worth you going and checking out either in person or through other means. Let's dive right into this, shall we? Because we've got a whole host of games to talk about. Let's start with Tuesday. We've got a Region 2 special for you as the Bingham Miners going to host the Riverton Silverwolves. This Riverton team lost their first region game, but Bingham starting off 2-0 in region. This one is really not only is this a really fun rivalry down in South Jordan and Riverton area, but this is going to be really big for Riverton having lost that first game. You look at this Riverton team, Peterson's led the way for them in goal scoring, 28 goals. Can they get enough to get over this Bingham Minor squad? When you look at Bingham, we talk about 2-0 in their region start. They're 9-2 on the year. This has been a team that I think has been playing really good lacrosse to start. But both these two offenses feel like they're in a very similar spot, and their defenses have kind of been some of the anchor for them this year. Which one can outscore the other? Going to be a big question. Can Riverton hand Bingham that first region loss Tuesday night? We'll actually have this game streamed for you live here on KSL Sports. Download the KSL Sports app or check us out on kslsports.com. Another game Tuesday night that's going to be, I think, really fun, actually. It's going to be a non-region game. It'll be a cross-classification game. But these are two teams hoping to make potential state title runs that are going to be squaring off Tuesday as Mountain Ridge, the Sentinels, going to host the Brighton Bengals. Now, Mountain Ridge, coming into this one, we know a lot about JT Rigby, and this young man can score with the best of them. Got support scoring this year. Gurr's been spectacular. He's got 45 goals this year to help carry some of the load. You got Hook in double figures, Nielsen, Foster, all double-digit scorers for this Mountain Ridge team. And you look at Guyman, the starting goalie for them. He's got a .555 save percentage. He's been strong between the pipes. He's going to have to be, because this Brighton team, they've got a whole host of offense. Now, you might look at the stats and say, maybe the numbers are down a little bit. They've been battling through a ton of injuries. Gabe Carrera was back in action last week after missing a couple games. Zach Anderson, who's been a really pivotal player for them, they're trying to get healthy again. Speaking of Brighton, look, I don't think they're going to throw caution to the wind in this one, but this would be a huge one for them to get some confidence after Brighton was, I don't know if stunned is the right word, but fell this last week to Alta. Alta handed Brighton the 14-13 win. How about the Alta Hawks, huh? This was a team that I think, there was some excitement over this year, but the more I talk to people, they're like, oh my gosh, I did not see that coming from Alta. What an impressive win that they had over Brighton. This is a team right now, again, we mentioned, you look at Region 6, they're 10-2 on the year. They're 1-0 in that region, having taken care of Brighton. They'll have some matchups coming up, be very pivotal for them. But Haroba and company, and you talk about some of the support they have. Massey's a phenomenal scorer. They've had great goalie play this year. They're so good at face-off too. This Alta team's very balanced, folks. You got to watch out for them. Let's move on, though, to the next game we want to talk about. East going to take on Judge Memorial. Now, Judge has not played a region game yet. East played one. They fell to Park City. You look at this Leopard squad. They've got a lot of guys who can score. You've got Oscar Keegan. We saw him on the basketball hardwood this year. He's got 43 goals for them, 37 for their next leading scorer, speaking of the Leopards, and that's by Bailey Pearson Ortolani. I hope I'm saying that correct. He's been great for them as well. You've got a number of 20-goal scorers for this East team as well. They've got a lot of offense, and they've had really good play between the pipes as well. The junior Stringham has been solid for them, 507 save percentage this year for him coming into this one. And this Judge team, look, you talk about Judge, they have certainly tested themselves in the early part of their schedule. It's been no slouch. They've played out-of-state teams. They've played the Brighton Bengals, just fell in that one. They played Alta. We talked about how good Alta was, just fell in that one. They weren't healthy for that one. They beat Olympus. They beat Riverton. We talked about them earlier. They've gone out of state. This is a Judge team that has really challenged themselves, coming off a couple losses to Corner Canyon and Grand Junction, but now getting into their region schedule. And we talk about Judge. We talk about teams that return a lot of talent. Judge is one of those teams. They got two of the great goal scorers in the state A doozy of a game Wednesday night, East at Judge. This will be a great one for both those two teams trying to stay in their region chases. Let's move to Friday, shall we? A couple really fun Friday games. Let's see. Where do we want to start? Let's go with a little Park City first, shall we? The Miners, 9-2 on the year. Their only loss is coming out of state. This Park City team, look, you've got Henry Alnwick there. You've got Wade Birch there. Tom Fannin, who, folks, he had himself a day in that Santa Margarita win, had 3 goals in that one. They've got enough offense to keep you going. Their defense so tough. And they're going to take on a Farmington team whose offense is legit. We saw Farmington this last week when they took on Davis. Man, they just lit the cage up. Their offense was scoring left and right for the Phoenix. You look at Kai Bynum this year. The junior's been spectacular for them, 29 goals. They've got Milne, who's got 31 goals for them. Sam with 18. They are relentless offensively, and they're big. This is a stout Farmington team. This is going to be strength on strength. One of the top offenses in 6A going up against one of the top defenses from 5A. This will be fantastic. Farmington at Park City Friday night. Non-region game, interclassification game, but a doozy. All right, let's go one more game for you Friday night. And this will be really fun. Brighton going to be back in their region to take on the Bountiful Redhawks. Bountiful has one of the great scorers in Carter Terry. We talked a little bit earlier about Brighton trying to get back on the winning sides, get their offense kind of back into its normal groove, given some of the injuries they've been battling through. This is going to be a really fun game. Really pivotal one for this one too, because we skipped over a game that we're going to come back to here in just a little bit. But the offense of Brighton, does it have enough firepower to go toe-to-toe with the Bountiful Redhawks? Bountiful this year, you look in this region, they've been one of the top scoring offenses in Region 6. Well, Carter Terry gets talked about a lot, and he deserves to be talked about. There's other guys there. You can't just worry about Carter Terry or else Holt or Tidwell or Reed. Any of those guys can burn you. This is a really good Bountiful team. Brighton and Bountiful on Friday. Why is that game big? Well, we maybe don't know the fullness of how big that game will be because on Wednesday night, the Bountiful Redhawks are going to be hosting the Olympus Titans. You can catch this game right here on KSL Sports, folks, as Olympus, this will be their first region game. Bountiful has the one region game under their belt. They beat Viewmont, but now they're going to have to take on Olympus. And this Olympus Titan team, you look at the way that this year started for them, had an early loss to Los Alamitos, a couple nice wins in state, including upsetting Skyridge, who I think most people felt was maybe the best team in 6A. They had a couple losses to Judge in overtime, to Corner King. They've gotten back on the winning side of things after beating East and Woods Cross and Skyline. But this Olympus team, folks, you look at the offense that they've got, it's really led by the senior for the Olympus Titans, James Cannon. He's been great for him this year, 34 goals on the year. You've got Rossi, the sophomore, who's had 29 goals this year. Been great 1-2 punch. And then you got like 4 other kids and young men that have double-digit goals this year for the Olympus Titans. And you look in cage, the junior goalie for them, Andrew Borden, has been great. Over a 500 save percentage for them. He's been spectacular. The faceoffs have been strong as well by Rub Cement. This has been a really balanced Olympus team. They had to play a lot of youth last year, battling through injuries, and they're seeing the fruits of that here in the early part of this year. First region game for Olympus. Bountiful 1-0 in region. Bountiful, one of the top teams in the RPI. Olympus with a chance to not only be the previous number 1 team in 6A, a chance to be a top 3 team, I think the number 1 team in 5A this week. Come join us on Wednesday night at Bountiful, Olympus at Bountiful, as we'll have that game streamed for you right here on KSL Sports Rewind. A ton of great games coming up, folks. I know we ran through those quickly, but there's lacrosse action right down the street from you. Go check it out. You're going to love this game as you get in and watch it. So much fun action coming up. And just a reminder, we've got our live bracket reveal show coming up in just a couple of weeks. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 9th, as we will have our live bracket reveal right here on KSL Sports Rewind. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us for our Boys Lacrosse recap and preview show, sponsored by Tribal West Lacrosse and Tab Bank on KSL Sports.